Have you ever walked into a room full of people and instantly wanted to leave? Not because you hate people, not because you're scared, but because somehow being around everyone feels louder than any noise. If that's happened to you, there's a good chance you've spent years hearing the same labels. You're too quiet. You need to be more social. Why don't you talk more? After hearing it enough times, you start wondering if something is wrong with you. But what if the truth is exactly the opposite? What if your quiet mind is hiding psychological strengths that most people never notice, not even you? Here's the first thing almost nobody understands. An introvert doesn't avoid people because they dislike them. They avoid the wrong kind of energy. Imagine your mind as a phone battery. Some people recharge while talking to 10 different people. Others lose 20% just by sitting in the same crowded room. That's not weakness. That's how their brain is wired. And once you understand this, everything starts making sense. Have you ever noticed how introverts can spend hours thinking about one conversation? Someone else forgets it in 5 minutes, but the introvert keeps replaying every word. Most people call this overthinking. Psychologists see something different. Introverts naturally process experiences more deeply. Their minds don't skim the surface, they dive underneath it. That's why they often notice tiny details others completely miss. A fake smile, a nervous pause, the emotion hidden behind a confident voice. While everyone else is listening to words, they're listening to people. And that ability can become a superpower. But it also comes with a painful cost. Because when you notice everything, you also feel everything. One careless comment can stay in your head for days. One betrayal can change the way you trust forever. The same sensitivity that helps you understand people can also make the world emotionally exhausting. Here's something even stranger. Many introverts aren't actually shy. Read that again. Shyness is fear of being judged. Introversion is simply needing solitude to recharge. An introvert can confidently stand on stage, give an incredible speech, then disappear afterward because they need silence. Not applause. Silence. That's a huge difference most people never realize. Now think about friendships. Some people collect hundreds of contacts. Introverts often keep only a few. At first glance, it looks lonely. But look closer. Instead of knowing everyone, they know someone deeply. They don't chase attention. They chase authenticity. And that's why many introverts become the friend people trust with their biggest secrets. Because they don't interrupt, they don't compete, they actually listen. But here's the hidden danger. The world rewards the loudest voices. Schools reward participation. Offices reward networking. Social media rewards constant visibility. So many introverts slowly begin pretending to be extroverts. They force themselves to smile longer, talk more, go out more, until one day they feel exhausted, without knowing why. Psychologists even have a name for this. It's called emotional masking. You're performing a version of yourself, while the real you quietly runs out of energy. The scary part? You can become so good at pretending that even you forget who you really are. But the strongest introverts eventually discover one life-changing truth. You don't have to become louder to become more powerful. History is full of people who changed the world with calm minds instead of loud voices. They observed before acting, thought before speaking, listened before leading. And because of that, their words carried weight. Silence isn't empty, it's preparation. There's another psychological habit that makes introverts fascinating. They often have incredibly rich inner worlds. While others are searching for entertainment, they're creating conversations inside their own minds, imagining possibilities, solving problems, questioning everything. To outsiders, it looks like they're doing nothing. Inside, their brain is running an entire universe. That's why so many writers, artists, scientists, inventors, and deep thinkers share introverted traits. Creativity often grows where silence exists. But none of this means introverts are better than extroverts. They're simply different. One shines through expression, the other through reflection. The world doesn't need everyone to speak first. Sometimes it needs the person who notices what everyone else missed. So if you've ever felt out of place because you're quiet, maybe you were never meant to fit into the noise. Maybe your greatest strength has been mistaken for a flaw all along. The next time someone tells you to talk more, remember this. Your value isn't measured by how much you say. It's measured by the depth of what you see, what you understand, and what you choose to say when it truly matters. If this felt like someone finally put your thoughts into words, tell me in the comments, what's the biggest misconception people have about introverts? And if you're curious about the hidden psychology behind human behavior, subscribe, because sometimes the quietest minds hold the loudest truths.